Please help me welcome Taylor Price.
My name's Taylor Price. I represent a group called Broken Cowboy. And this moment anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, children of the troubled ages, welcome to the Little Church in the Wild Woods devotional hour as we begin our broadcast day here from Outpost v.297. I'm your host, Padre Peter. Ever so glad you could join us on what may very well be my last broadcast. Yes, I know, do try to soldier on without me. Wasn't so in keeping with our The End Is Nigh theme. Today's program is a free-form homage to the human spirit. In these troubled times, it's always nice to have something to hold on to while floating around in the ether. As always, the opinions expressed here are mine, and you can't have them. Cowboy! We'll start with the bard. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire, why it appeareth nothing to me but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. And if you think Willem Shakespeare of Stratford-upon-Avon wrote that, you probably think a grassy knoll is something to have a picnic on. Don't mind me, for these psychically uncertain times. Yeah, milk it does a body good. Oh yay, first order of business. Get me drunk, get me stoned, disconnect my phone. See you later, alligator, there ain't anyone at home. Gone fishing, back in town, out to lunch, get lost. Hell's a poppin', hell to pay, don't worry about the cost. 'Cause life just sucks and the world's a turd. We gave the water to the fish and the sky to the fucking birds. And I'm wasted in the middle, trying to make up my mind. Do I dive in and swim, or jump into the sky and fly? I want to board up my eyes, throw a sheet over my heart. Move up to the attic, only come out when it's dark. And then I'd be that haunted house I always knew I'd be. And the big, big world would keep away from me. 'Cause life just sucks and the world's a turd. We gave the water to the fish and the sky to the fucking birds. And I'm wasted in the middle, trying to make up my mind. Do I dive in and swim, or jump into the sky and fly, and fly, and fly, and fly? And then the song ends great, there's a band and everything, it's great. And then the invisible silent character of my mother enters. Mama! Morning, Mama, hope we didn't wake you. Oh, you were up. Okay, that's good then. All right. Well, it's nice to see a woman of your years getting on so well. Okay, I'm going to need you later on. Remember what today is. All right. See you later on then. That was Mama. She hasn't been with us for quite some time now, since the war, I believe. Don't mention the war. Oyez, minutes of the morning thus far. On this, the day of the month of the common era year, I rose with a ding sharply at 6.5 anti-meridian. Interstitially injected my glyconeurocarbons. Thereafter did observe the sun crest the eastern brown mounds at precisely 6:30 and 7 anti-meridian, fighting its way up the green sky. Wait, I skipped something. The preamble. For those of you tuning in from the turn of the century, a little future lesson. The war occurred in 2K+2 Common Era. The former Canadian nation at that time was on the cusp of embracing all the sundry and various applications of the amazingly useful but oddly maligned hemp plant. The branches of government sell porn. In the United States, sell porn dedicated to fighting drugs while sell porn, simultaneously selling them worldwide, would not have it. Classic Davy and Goliath. What's that, Goliath? Davy fell in a mine shaft and broke his leg. Sally, get in the Jeep. We have to round up Davy's multicultural friends and go save him. The impossible seemed to be happening. The United States orchestrated a police action within Canadian borders. Apparently, Canada had no natural enemies throughout the hemispheres, for the resultant outrage worldwide was cataclysmic. The entire world waged war on Uncle Sam. A government that spent out nearly $500 million annually on weapons and armaments did not go down without a fight. 2/3 of the Earth's surface was rendered uninhabitable for many eons. The Sixth Reich has begun. State and bank have merged. Having harnessed remaining resources and technology, their sole function is to fill to brimming the areas habitable with every and any diversion possible, for there is a remarkable tendency by survivors to choose to ignore the socio-bio-ecological horrors that flood this planet. They profligate, abandon themselves to vice and indulgence. They are recklessly licentious and extravagant. The powers that happen to be carve up the ever-changing globe and continually revoke and re-establish coverage areas. It is the Dark Ages come again. Global communication is now 111% saturated with porn and no longer works. Smut peddlers rule the world. Amongst all this viscera, as always, secret government agencies. And yes, I'm a former operative involved in a branch of paranormal research for what was once the Vatican. My team was overtaken hostilely by a consortium of business and military men who, for all purposes and intents, have made what is left of Northern Europe their own. I was a remote viewer operative. Put bluntly, massive injections of government-grade, high-test, top-secret neurofertilizers rewired my brain for other dimensional travel. I and my fellow operatives could project our consciousness into any place, this dimension or other, and there are many others. And in any time. It's as fun as it sounds. But due to all the veritable murdering I was being asked to perpetrate, I had a quickie divorce based on supreme ideological differences, and now use my science-given powers to get ideas into the airways, astral waves, spirit waves, and the purpose of this show, put simply, is to provide some shred of divinity to cling to in these disjointed times. Needless to say, this makes me a hunted outlaw. But luckily, in today's psychically dangerous times, it's possible safely, and with only minor side effects, utilizing our patented mixture of psychotropics, hallucinogens, neurotoxins, and cloned adrenaline to launch your perspective into another dimension and be able to turn and look back and see the madness in which you are participating. Dude, yes, and then Mama comes in. Mama! Oh, Christ, what am I doing? Jerking off. Why'd you ask? Right, no, see, I told you about this. 4 days past the equinox. Well, I told you to mark it down. Well, I should say it's important. No, I don't think it matters what you wear. No, we'll talk about this later. Okay, Mom, been busy here. From beyond the grave. Oye, next order of business. Well, we have hit our predicted high for today, 284 degrees Kelvin. For those of you living under the dust cloud, it is now 9 3/4 anti-meridian. Let's do this. One day, humanity began. We were awake and facing the world with open, fresh minds, souls, senses, and gradually we have fallen asleep. Millennia have passed and we have desensitized. It is believed that the hemispheres of our brain, the left and right, logical and intuitive, used to be more openly connected, working in tandem, the level of consciousness astounding. Eons of evolution and decades of genetic engineering have toughened and calloused this division, favoring a mind that sees the world in a logical and linear fashion. Shamans, oracles, druids, priestesses, whatever you call them, supreme examples of spiritual enlightenment, once revered and honored, have now become the mad men and women clinging to the periphery of socialization, obscured by charlatans and spokesfaces, scrabbling for shekels. Illy whackers and stubble watchers, a lot of them. The corporately engineered status quo has all but robbed the gene pool of such minds. Xeno, Agro, Hydro, Alura, and Triskaidekaphobia have caused humanity to lose sight of the rugged, majestical place we hold in the universe. We are beings capable of beauty and savagery. Our passions can erupt in more ways than there have ever been people. It is time for humanity to wake up. Life should be something that hits you in the gut every second of every day. Life is visceral. We are awesome, tender, fearsome, compassionate entities with every capability of achieving harmony, nirvana, God. But you are living in dark times. Look around you. Is this what the end is? Is this your finest achievement, your very pinnacle? Because I can even vaguely conceive of a better way, I know there must be one. I don't know what it is, but I know it ain't this. I believe it was something better understood by our ancient ancestors. Those beautiful people who got along just fine most times without the wheel, let alone an information superhighway. But what they could do was glimpse the infinite instant and their role in that celestial game. It is that visceral connection with nature, earth, stimuli that we must get back.
When this takes hold, and there are enough people questioning the absolute bullshit way things get done on this planet, we might just possibly evolve. We are capable of it, this I know. I know the warranties run out, they might not have all the parts they'll need, but let's give it a try. You have the resources, technology, and know-how to heal this scarred planet, eradicate pollution, hunger, and overpopulation. Of course, it would mean dismantling the world as we know it. We've invested the blood of countless generations into forging a way of life on this planet that has ultimately come up rather empty. But since the entire world bought stock in the American dream and everyone and their red-headed stepchild is waiting to collect, that way of life will be staunchly defended, has been fortifying itself for centuries. The four horsemen of the apocalypse have left the stables of fate and destiny and gone mercenary, whoring their services to the three towers of money, government, religion. We are divine beings, and we are better than this. Did we start in divinity to end in obscurity, gorging ourselves on every last scandalous morsel we can dredge out of Mother Earth and sinking deeper and deeper into the excremental muck that is the inevitable byproduct of such an orgy of consumption? The Industrial Revolution has been a 200-year frat party. Ain't nobody gonna want to clean up after. Run that up the flagpole sealed full of fucking holes. There are people in control of the answers. Governments on this earth exist within an entirely different understanding of life. The value of a human life. Yes, Mother! I was just explaining to these people how their lives are a sham. That's all right, they can't see you either. Because you're on different planes. Mama, I can only split my consciousness so far. No, I don't like them better than you. No, I don't go on about that. I told you it doesn't matter what you wear, you're invisible. Oh, don't be like... Oh, I was afraid of that. Her caterwauling has tipped off the fuzz. Well, these tries are sent to thing us. Okay, folks. Assume a state of preparedness. This here is the Cottonmouth and the Psychobilly Cadillac. Come on! As the noon hour passes unnoticed in this nuclear winter, the Cottonmouth now begins this portion of the show. I'd like to start by saying hi to all my friends in the CIA, the FBI, the ATF, KGB, the KKK, the DEA, the FLQ, FCC, AAA, FAA, all the PDs, and even Jim Bob and Sergio down at the 4-H Club. 4-H, what is that? Horses, hockey, horticulture, and hookers? As I always say, you can lead a horticulture, but you cannot make her think. Anyways, come on, boys, where are you? Time's a-wasting. You fear me, my mind. Well, you built it. I know things you don't want me to know. You want to kill me. You're gonna kill me. I got the goods of JFK, MLK, the Tooth Fairy, the moon landing, government control, the drug trades. You have baby factories, for fuck's sake. You harvest fetal brain stems. Why don't you ever see? You have this amazing position. You have the power to aid the societal structures that a species such as ours has amassed to this point in our evolution. You can help! All you wanted me to do was kill for you. That is the price of your world. Blood sacrifice. Well, I ain't gonna do it. All sorts of people sincerely wish to do very useful things. Help move the species forward. Firemen, farmers, doctors, teachers. These people are fighting a losing battle. They don't know it yet, but they feel it. But you have them locked into a bizarre, parasitic relationship where they must toil to make the products that they then need to buy from you, because if they didn't, there'd be no need to produce the product that I make, and then I'd be out of a job and I wouldn't be able to buy the things I need. The things that a person of my age, ethnic background, and social status is told he will need in this world. Thank God for demographics. Without them, I wouldn't know what clothes to wear, what music to listen to, where to live, what people to associate with, or even what to think is right or wrong. All I have to do is be a good consumer. Consumer. Is that a nice thing to be called? Consumer. Oxford English Dictionary definition. A person who, or thing which, squanders, destroys, or uses up. Late Middle English. Is that what we're here for? To consume. Oxford English Dictionary definition 1. Destroy, buy, or light fire, or disease caused to vanish. Late Middle English. 2. Occupy or waste time, or a period of time. Late Middle English. 4. Use so as to destroy. Take up and exhaust. Use up. Late Middle English. 5. Eat up, drink down, devour. Early 16th century. 7. Decay, rot. Early 16th century. 8. Burn away, literally and figuratively. Late 16th century. Doesn't quite wash when you try to define it as a user of an article or commodity, a buyer of goods and services. And you've been trying to foist that definition on us since the late 1600s. If you took a step back and looked at this planet we all live on, you would see malignant tumors of concrete and chemicals. Wherever you make your money, you live fast, heaps of poison. You just don't get it. We don't own this place. And eventually this mind-bogglingly resilient sphere is gonna shake us off like so much dandruff, and it'll be fine. It'll start again. It doesn't need us. You will make us extinct. Stop it! Mama! Who the hell are you? 4 days past the equinox. Right on time. Enemy mine. Enemy me. Wow, you finally made it in. Well, they said the big cheese. I am flattered. Well, let me just say one thing. Make sure I'm dead! And I dive across the stage, and I fire my gun, and I duck down behind something, and I pop back up, and I pop up, and I go, this one's for your mama! Bang! And my shoulder blows out. Motherfucker! And I go down, then I pop up again. This one's for my mama! Bang! And my knee blows out. Ow! Fuck, that hurts! All right, Mama. Mama, that's your cue. Mama, little help here? Oh, great. She chooses now to finally go over to the other side. Well, this will require some dangerous medicine. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't I give you a lot of money, and then you let me go? That's how this thing works, right? Code words, Mercury and saline cure all ills. I know a secret handshake. Whatever. Let the big dog eat. I dive across the stage one last time, fire my gun, my brains blow out the back of my head. This one's for you, Mama. Make you proud. Is anyone out there fucking listening? Mama? They fall to the ground, and there's another, and the band kicks in, and my undead zombie body gets up and comes to the microphone, and I go, and as we drift into the endless afternoon, the little church in the wild woods ends its program day with these final words. Cobwebs, moths' heads, picture frames, loved ones, old coins, heirloom, pubic hair, virgin blood, sleigh bells, MasterCard, Visa, I wanna please ya. Oil paint, children's book, polywog, beak of rook, pounded till there's not a sound, let it seep into the ground, tricycles and garden tools, rusting in the swimming pools, china dolls, ashtrays, parking meter, early grave, the cables all begin to fray, I'm shaking off the dust and clay, one more time to seize the day where it hurts. And make them understand that this isn't the way we do business down here. When you got fuck all left to fight for and you don't know who you die for, well, you kick it all down and you start all over again. Graveyards, rural roots, cities pulled up by the roots, railroad tracks, barbed wire, heaped upon a great bonfire. Well, it's cookout time in the land of God. I'm sorry, we don't take coupons. I thought of something once, it was wild and true. Mabel, we got any croutons? Empty kettle, empty world, the cupboard's all gone bare. From where we've been to here and now, how do we get here from there? How do we get here from there? How do we get here from there? Thank you. Good night.
Cops are watching us.